Everyday Period removes the mystery, the stigma, and awkwardness from reproductive health and introduces real, empowering conversations for greater understanding. Hi, I'm Shelly-Ann. I'm an author and activist, and I'll be your guide as we navigate the murky waters of all things reproductive health. Are you ready? Let's normalize the talk, celebrate the experience, and make periods something we're proud to discuss. Welcome to the conversation. I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments about the topic, or if you have a question about reproductive health generally, send us an email at embraceherflow@gmail.com. You can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. And just remember, we are here for you. Everyday Period is brought to you by Herflow Foundation, empowering Jamaicans one flow at a time. Everyday Period is an Ep1 production. Follow Herflow on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Herflow Foundation, and visit our website at embraceherflow.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Let us just jump right into it. It is the time of year when everybody is getting ready to ring out the old year and bring in the new year. Yes, it is resolution time. And as you get ready to go back into the gym, increase your money, make sure that you're healthier, you must also think about your periods. Yes, I said it, periods. We're going to make some period resolutions. Why do I need to make period resolutions? What is a period resolution? That's right, I'm going to tell you. A period resolution is a very specific, focused goal to ensure that you have healthier periods, less painful experiences, and so that you can survive. Because sometimes we know the period can get very, very hectic. All right, so I'm going to give you some tips on how you can have healthier periods in the new year. And this is not just for the people who are having periods. Nuh-uh. If you have people around you, you have a husband, you have a son, you have your friends, it doesn't matter. They have a supportive role to help you manage your periods and have healthier periods in the new year. So I've got some tips for them too. So go ahead, get your pen and your paper because you're going to want to write some of this thing down because I'm going to make sure that you have a very healthy, happy period for the new year. Are you ready? The information shared on Everyday Period is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions or concerns you may have regarding your health or medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you heard on this show. Your health is unique, and only a medical professional can provide personalized guidance. I know I told you to go get your pen and paper, but listen, I've got my list on my phone, and if this is what you need to use, go ahead and use that. So let me see. The first item on the list, listen, this is an important one, and this is not just for the people having the periods, this is for their support system too. Track your periods. What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm gonna tell you. When the period starts, that first day of your period, go in your phone, find a calendar, and mark that date. Put period start on that date. The reason why you need to know when your period starts is because that is the beginning of your menstrual cycle. And if you know the beginning of your menstrual cycle, then that will help you to track the different phases of your menstrual cycle as you go through your life. And so you can maximize your time and be more productive on the moments in the menstrual cycle where you have the energy to do so. And of course, you know the menstrual cycle has 4 phases. We're talking about the period phase, the follicular phase, the ovulation phase, and the luteal phase. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of the phase right now. You're going to have to tune in and subscribe for that episode when it comes up. But understanding those phases is going to be very, very useful to you as you go through your daily life. And how does this work for the people who are supporting people having periods? Let me tell you. If you understand those phases, especially Sir, her boo, her partner, you need to know when she's in her follicular phase. You especially need to know when she's in her ovulation phase because that might be a phase that you like. If you get what I'm saying. But the other reason why you need to track your period is because every single woman on earth, when they go to the doctor, they ask them one question. You know the question, I know the question. After 3, we're going to say the question together. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. When was your last period? Yes. Every single doctor you go to will ask you that question because that is an indicator for that doctor to determine how or if they can treat you for whatever it is that ails you. So track your period so you can answer that question. And if you're over here engaging in activities that might cause you to miss a period, you'll be able to better track it so you'll know if you got pregnant or not. So track your period. Write it down. Period resolution number 1. So let's go to resolution number 2. A lot of you are not going to like this, but you've got to commit to better nutrition. What do I mean? When you commit to better nutrition, you're not just eating food because they taste good. There are certain nutrients that our body needs to function at its optimum. And ladies, our bodies need iron, our bodies need vitamin D, our bodies need fiber, our bodies need calcium. And if you are deficient in any of these nutrients, we need other nutrients, do you know? But if we're deficient specifically in these nutrition, we're gonna feel it. So for example, a lot of you feel a lot of different nausea type feelings when you have your period. You don't have any energy, you just can't butter. That's called anemia. You can solve that by eating more iron-rich foods. And if you don't eat iron-rich foods, get yourself a good iron supplement. But if you do not replace the iron, especially on those days when you're on your period, you're going to feel it. All right? So you have to commit to better nutrition. Another thing that you have to do is get your vitamin D. I just find it so funny how we live in a country where it is sunny most of the time and we achieve vitamin D deficiency. I think that is a skill. Lose it. We need vitamin D. And if you do not want to go into the sun for the vitamin D, get yourself a supplement or get yourself some vitamin D on your plate. Without these essential nutrition or nutrients in our bodies, we are going to feel the effects of it. It is important for us to give our bodies the tools that it needs so that it can function at its optimum and we can have healthier periods. So that is resolution number 2. Commit to better nutrition. I hope you write that down, right? Let me consult my list. Number 3. You're not going to cuss me about that one here. I see a lot of them walking up and down and buying a lot of water bottles. Use them. The resolution number 3 is stay hydrated. I cannot emphasize this enough. We live in a tropical climate. We're thirsty. We're up and about. Between the sweating and all of the other bodily functions that we have, our bodies need hydration. Why are you not drinking more water? I know some of you know, but Shelly, I need some coloring and some flavor in my water. No, you don't. You don't need a coloring and a flavor. You don't need it. Matter of fact, just imagine the coloring and the flavor you have had enough in your life, you can go from memory. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me make it easier for you. Squeeze a lime into the water. Good. Nice flavor that. Add some ginger, see? Lime and ginger. Drink that. Don't add the sugar though, right? Lime and ginger in your water. Let's pretend it's a margarita. Drink it. Because without the hydration, we cannot get the maximum function in our bodies. Now, you tell me about some of these symptoms. See if these symptoms apply to you. Have you ever been on your period yet and your back hurt you? Your lower back, your joints, when you get to your joints, them feel stiff? Or your body just feel like it's too tight that day there? You know what that's called? Dehydration. You know how you solve that? Drink more water, especially on the days when you have your period and you get rid of those symptoms. You notice how many symptoms you've been just blaming on period? If we do better and feed our bodies properly, we won't even have them. Think about that, right? Resolution number 3, hydrate, 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 hydrate more, all right? That is very important. Where am I on my list? Number 4. This one is not just for the people with the period. This one is for the people who support the people with the period. Yes, I'm calling. Matter of fact, you know what, men? Step forward. This one is specifically for you. Self-care during the period. Now listen, I know that sometimes a few days before the period, we might be feeling some symptoms. Our breasts get tender, our back starts to ache. You know, we just mentally not in the mood, we're more short, kind of impatient. All of that is hormone fluctuation. Your hormones are doing what they do. The estrogen is peaking and it's dropping and you're feeling the effects of it. and we need our support system to step up. So gentlemen, this one is for you. You see, when you say she start get irritable, if you were following my resolutions from number 1, you would have tracked her period and your calendar would have beep. And you'd have get to look on your phone and say, oh, all right, that is a go on. And then I saw a trend online where I see partners start to get a little basket and put in all the things in the basket that she enjoys. So you go to the store and you go and find her favorite product that she uses. Yes, you need to know the product that your woman uses when she have her period. Yes, sir. If you don't know it now, write it down. Get to know the product that my woman uses while she's on her period. If you don't know, go and ask her. All right? So you get that product, you put it in the basket, get her favorite snacks, put that in the basket. Think nutrition. Remember I told you about nutrition? So some of those snacks that you're getting, make sure they're nutritionally sound. If you're going to buy chocolate for her, get her dark chocolate. Excellent for her when she's on her period. Get her things that will give her comfort. They have some heating pads that you can get that also helps with the cramp. Get all of that, put it in the little basket, carry the basket and give to her. Also, sometimes all she wants from you during this time is silence. Leave her alone. She don't want you to talk to her right now. Give her some space. But in this time, self-care is very important. She doesn't have to be the one to take care of the kids right now. That's your job. You go on shift and take them and keep them busy and give her a moment because her body, a fight against her, she needs all the love and support she can get. All right? And trust me, when you get to the other phase that you like, you'll be rewarded accordingly. Yes, I said it. So that was resolution number 4, practice self-care during the period days. All right? Now, where am I? This is for everybody. Advocate for period equity. Now, y'all know me from HerFlow. I am the founder and executive director for HerFlow Foundation, and my foundation's flagship project is to end period poverty in Jamaica. And for those who don't know, period poverty is the inability to afford menstrual products when you need it. And there are so many Jamaicans right now who are facing that challenge and they just don't have the funds or the access to menstrual products when they need it. So do your part. If you know such a person and you can help them, help them. When you go to the store and you buy products for yourself or for your loved one, buy a little extra and donate it so that that person can do it too, can get some too, right? You have organizations like HerFlow that is fighting to end period poverty. You can donate to them. You can also participate in conversations. And gentlemen, I might sound like me a pick pan, but I really need your help here. Forward the conversation about periods with your partner. Talk to your partner about periods because we all grow up in a culture that makes periods taboo and makes it so that we don't have to talk to you about it. And you get to grow up in a life where you don't have to worry about period actually affecting your body. But if we continue to treat it with the stigma and shame, then it will also affect the self-esteem. It also affects the confidence. It also affects the dignity of the women and the girls around us. All right? So forward the conversation. Talk to your children about period. Make sure that they know what it is. Even your sons, yes. Little boys need to understand what period is and how it works and how they can support the women that they love, how they can support their mom, how they can support their sister, how they can support their friends, because they live in the world with us. They live in the world with women. You live in the world with women. So period equity is something that can really enhance our lives generally and even yours. You will be positively impacted in a world where period equity is a thing and everybody who needs menstrual products has access to it, and we will all just be able to function better. All right? So continue to support us, and I thank you for the ones that do, and make sure that you tell your friends and let your friends continue the conversation on their side as well. All right? So this is something that we all can participate in. That is resolution number 5. Which number reach? Allow me to tell. Resolution. Yeah, I'm right. Resolution number 5. Advocate for period equity. Number 6, this might be a little controversial, but you need to change your menstrual products regularly. Listen, we live in a tropical climate. We have a whole heap of bacteria and fun things going on in our pelvic region. And if you think, let me just be ridiculous and gross. Ready? Put on the food, because I'm going to get descriptive. Let us think about what's going on in the vulva. And for those who are hearing that word for the first time, the vulva is the name for the external reproductive health on the human female. It is not a vagina. The vagina is an internal orifice. The vulva is the outside part. The outside part where you have the labia, aka the lips, the part where you can't see. Outside, that is called the vulva. So in the vulva, in the area of the vulva there, we have lots of bodily fluids functioning, especially when we're on our period. We have urine, because you know the urethra is right there. The urethra is the orifice that we urinate from. I don't have to talk about anatomy because someone just thinks that the entire thing is a vagina and everything come out of the vagina. Not quite. So let us learn our body parts. The urethra is the orifice that we urinate from. So we have urine coming from there. And then the anus is right there. We know what comes out of the anus. And then we have the vagina. But the vagina is not just secreting period. It is also secreting vaginal fluid, right? And the vagina is a very independent woman. She cleans herself daily. So there's always something coming out of her, as it should, because we don't keep things up inside of the vagina. Vagina don't deal with nastiness. We clean it all the time, right? So she is constantly cleaning herself. And here comes bread or sweat. Because I don't care if you're fat or you're slim, if you live in Jamaica, you sweat between your legs. That is a fact. Yes. So we all have to look at all of those bodily fluids. Let us call them. Roll call. Sweat, present. Urine, present. Defecation from the anus, yes, present. And period, present. Honorary mention, vaginal fluid, present. So we have all of those fluids in the general pelvic area. So if you look at your pad, you might not be able to see soil because you're just looking for blood. So if you're not bleeding heavily at the time, you might not see the soil on the pad. However, all of what I just spoke about is there because you're sweating on it. And you go to the bathroom and you urinate and you think you wipe. Sometimes you don't wipe as well as you think you wipe. Or sometimes it's never in the bathroom. We know how it goes, right? So you have a little urine on there. And of course, vaginal fluid is there. And we already said sometimes notice you're not in the bathroom. So brother anus have a little depository there too. Do you want to be sitting in all of that bacteria as they become friends and start to multiply and become a space where they're now blooming and multiplying and there's a lot more of them? No, that is the reason why you have to change your menstrual products regularly. And for those who wear tampons, same scenario. I know you're not dealing with the external things in the vulva because the tampon is actually inside of the vagina, but the tampon gets saturated at a point, right? And then all the bacteria that goes into the tampon multiplies same way, and you don't want the bacteria to move from the tampon and start making its way back into the blood vessels because the vagina is a very, very sensitive space and lots of things can cause her to go off and get imbalanced, right? So you want to ensure that you change your menstrual products often so that you prevent infections, and you want to ensure that you are comfortable because sometimes we just depend on the smell to indicate to us that something is off. Oh no, something smells off. Let me tell you, if you start to smell it, it's already gone bad. Don't wait until you start to smell it. Just change your pads. And when you say regular, up to 4 hours. 6 hours if you can't really do so bad. And lots of people disagree with me on this, but I will die on this hill. Do not sleep in your tampons. Let your period flow in the night when you're sleeping, because when you're sleeping in your tampons, you have them in longer than 4 hours. And just what I described is happening while you are sleeping. So please ensure that you change your menstrual products because you want to reduce the instances of infection. All right? Very important. Let me go back to my list. I know I probably traumatized you a few moments ago, but you need to know what's going on. It's real life. I told you we were going to talk about this real. Okay. Number 7. Prioritize regular health checkups. Now, this is something that I really don't have to convince a lot of us to do because generally as women, we go to the doctor more often than men. But this is important because sometimes we have things going on inside of our bodies that we don't really know what they are. And, getting that checkup will help to explain some of the things that is happening to us. So, for example, one of the checkups that you can do is to check your nutritional levels. One of the tips that I gave you in the list earlier talks about your nutrition and how prioritizing your nutrition can improve your menstrual health. If you know your nutrition levels, you know what you need to optimize. So when you check it, your iron test is an easy test to do. I do it regularly because I have an issue with anemia, and it's something that I recommend that you do because if you do not have enough iron, you feel it. you don't have the energy, you're moving slow, you just are not able to concentrate. It really does affect your body and your life and your quality of life. So you want to ensure that you check to see your nutrition levels. Same thing for your vitamin D, your calcium, all different vitamins and minerals that you know that you need. You can check to see what your levels are on those. And so I really recommend that you do that test. Also, every year there are certain tests that we normally do as women. Your pap smears. You ensure that you do your mammograms. Those kind of health checks, check that too. But also check for cardiovascular issues. And the reason why I say that is a lot of women who die from cardiovascular issues is because it was not diagnosed as a cardiovascular issue. Because when we have a heart attack, it doesn't present the same way as men when they have a heart attack. Sometimes you'll have what seems like flu symptoms, and it's really a heart attack we're having or some kind of cardiovascular issue we're having, but it doesn't present the same way. So there's no need to raise an alarm if it's just regular flu symptoms. But if you're doing your regular checks with your doctor, you'll be able to pick it up. So please ensure that you stay on top of your health. And this is not just for periods generally. Everybody in the household needs to do this. Stay on top of your health, especially if you have already a diagnosis that you need to make sure that you are paying attention to, all right? So make sure you get your regular health checks. Now, this is probably one of my favorite tips, and I say this to everybody, and ever since I discovered these things, I recommend it. And it's tip number 8, try a reusable menstrual product. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of all the menstrual products that are reusable right now, because that's going to be its own episode, but just trust me on this. Reusable products are the future. And as long as we are in a space where they're talking about recycling and they're talking about what single-use plastic products are doing to the environment, and they're talking about trying to get more environmentally friendly products into the hands of consumers, menstrual products are going to be a part of that conversation. And we need to make sure that if it comes down to a full ban on single-use plastic products, which a lot of governments are talking about, that we are not unprepared. And what I mean by that is most disposable menstrual products are single-use plastic products. Even if the product itself doesn't have plastic in it, it's packaged in plastic, right? So you want to ensure that you have and you know how to use a reusable product. Just try it. You might not like it or you might like it, but you won't know until you try it. So you can try a menstrual cup, there's period panties, there are period pads, and they come in different sizes and shapes, so you can get the exact one that you like. Trust me, I'm going to do a whole show on it so you get all the details in that. So make sure you're subscribed for that. But I just really want you to understand that trying a reusable product is really going to be good for you. And I personally am a big fan of reusable products, especially panties. I think that reusable panties are very useful tools, especially for little girls who are just starting their periods, because they don't know the rhythm yet and they're still trying to figure out their body as it's developing. So it's a great tool to teach them how to navigate their periods as they grow into puberty, right? So if you haven't done so already, try a reusable product in the new year. All right. Build an emergency period kit. Emergency, you say, Shelly? Yes. And this is not just for women. Men, if you have women come to your house, you need an emergency period kit in your house. Yeah. Single man, may I talk to you too. You have women come over there. You have all kind of drinks in the fridge for them. You have all kind of condoms and things because you expect to get sexy time. Well, make sure you have menstrual products in your house too when you come over there, because period don't business both you and your plans. Period show up. You understand? And so for the times that the period show up, have menstrual products in your house. You have a sister. Your sister might come over and she can use the bathroom when her period start. Wouldn't it be nice if the products are just already there? So she don't have to call you from the bathroom and you have to run, go in there, ask her a million questions and know, so why you never bring it? And all kind of arguments start because, brother and sister relationship can be a little combative. My point is, have the kit prepared. In the event that she needs it, it will be there. Lots of them have women who use in a car. Sometimes when a sister drive in a car, sometimes when a wife drive in a car. Put a kit inside of the glove compartment. This is not something I'm telling you about. This is not a hypothetical situation. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this story real quick, right? So this lady came up to me and she was telling me a story about how she was going about her business and her clothes messed up, and a man came up to her and told her that her skirt messed up. And then him said, wait! She said she was so mortified because her clothes messed up and she didn't have any idea that her period did leak through because she knew she was on her period. She said she seen the man run come with a little black back pouch. And he handed it to her and said, the period lady said, I must walk with menstrual products because I might rescue a lady one day. And you're the first lady I get to rescue. I felt so vindicated because that is what I'm talking about. If you have menstrual products on you as a man, just think about the crops that you will get if it happens to be you that came to a woman in that moment of need, that came to her rescue in that moment of need. Just think of the level of big up men that you're going to get, as you should. Because listen, we share the world together. Men and women share the world. A lot of you are working with women. A lot of you have women in your life that you love. A lot of you have women in your family. So have the menstrual products too. Women come with period. It's a thing. Okay. So make sure you have your emergency kit. What's in your emergency kit? Really easy. Pain relievers. You can just use regular over-the-counter pain relievers. You can make sure, say, you have wipes, flushable wipes would be better. And make sure that you have menstrual products. Just buy maybe 2 or 3 packs of menstrual products and just have them. Even if it's not their favorite brand, they will be appreciative if them periods start on them and you are there to rescue them. Trust me. All right. Make sure, say, you have your emergency kit. And that is number 9. And number 10 is perhaps the most important resolution of them all. And that is to support each other. Whether or not you're the person having the period, just be supportive. It's not an opportunity to laugh and giggle and point and bring attention to somebody who mess up their clothes at the time. Or if they sit on you're working in an office and you realize when they stand up that they messed up the chair that they were sitting in, it's not an opportunity for you to call down crowd and say, hey, come here. Then look how she go out like she's nice and watch what she do. Unnecessary, right? Let us support each other. Let us be there for each other. And let us do what we can to ensure that people have access to dignified periods and that they're able to go through their daily life and not have to worry about being treated less than for something so normal, so regular, that is so important to the continuation of the human race. Because let's face it, if every single woman in the world stopped having period right now, the countdown to the demise of human beings would have begun. Period is life. Period is why we're here. Period is how we reproduce. If we didn't have period, none of us will exist. Okay. So let us support each other, right? Now, you can always add to the list of period resolutions. Make your own resolutions. Use this list and tweak it if you want and change up a little thing if you want. No problem. But bonus. I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't remember mentioning it. But if I don't mention it, this is going to be a bonus. Move your body. What do I mean? Exercise. You can't talk about period health if you don't exercise. If you don't exercise, you're going to not be able to feel all the great benefits from exercise. So just make sure that you exercise, you move your body. You're going to be exercises anyway because in the new year, everybody joins the gym. But the period benefits from exercise because all of the hormones that our body releases during exercise are painkillers. Did you know that? Also, exercise really helps balance our hormones. So some of the jarring feelings that you feel because of the fluctuating up and downness of your hormones, exercise helps to balance all of that out. So move your body. That is our bonus resolution. I want to say thank you so much. Did you make the list? Did you write them down? Let me know which resolution you're going to start with. And you need to tell me about your progress as well. Everyday Period is brought to you by HerFlow Foundation. The HerFlow Foundation is dedicated to improving menstrual health and addressing key social issues affecting women and girls in Jamaica. Through advocacy, education, and direct support, HerFlow works to break the stigma surrounding menstruation and empower women to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. HerFlow's flagship project is to end period poverty in Jamaica. Since inception, HerFlow has donated over 9 million menstrual products to Jamaicans in need. To learn more about HerFlow, please visit embraceherflow.com. So I went through a whole list of period resolutions. Now let me tell you how you can achieve them, don't it? You want to know how you can achieve them, don't it? Yes. All right. So the first thing is you have to ensure that you prioritize your period health. I said it. I know y'all are focused on losing weight and looking snatched and you know, want to make sure say all the body is bodying and all of these kind of things. But you really have to put some importance on your period health, and you really have to make sure that you put the steps in place to make sure that you have the healthiest possible period, right? You know, I have my trusty phone here because I need my notes. So just if you want to invest in using an app, do that. You want to read the different articles when they come out, do that. Make sure you subscribe to this page because we got enough more information to give you to keep you on track. Make sure you subscribe, right? And you want to make sure that if you have any sort of discomfort, if you have any sort of pain, don't just medicate it away. Talk to your doctor, call the doctor. Don't accept that pain is a thing. Not no go so. All right? And then I talked before about nutrition. I cannot stress it enough. You have to eat good food, eat nutritionally sound food. And listen, some of it not going to taste the best. I'm going to tell you the truth, right? It's not everything that is good for you tastes good, right? But the flip side is also true because not everything that tastes good for you either. So I'm out eating some things, I'm going to leave it there. All I'm saying is make sure you prioritize and get the good, nutritious option so that your body can benefit from that. And that is very important to your period health and your health overall, right? And listen, I didn't talk about this as a period resolution, you know, but stress management is a thing. Whatever you have, stress makes it worse. So make sure that you have things in your life that manage your stress. Make sure you're doing what you need to do to minimize stressful situations. Listen, you have some people in your life right now, when you're going at them presents, them stress you out, start talking to them. Yes, I said it. You have some situations where you get yourself into, you have some people call you and invite you to come over to participate in some stressful activities. Don't go. No is a full sentence. Say it. No, period. That's what I did there. All right? So avoid stressful situations. And I know some of you work in a stressful job sometimes, and sometimes you really need to focus and bottle down. But you see, after you finish that stressful activity, find some way to decompress. Some of you have years and years and years of experience at this office and never go on a vacation. When I try to win a medal, you never go on a vacation. There's no prize for that. Go on your vacation. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Find ways to manage your stress. And some of you don't want to tell a friend or business, that's fine. Call a professional. When you pay them, they have to keep your secret. That is required by law. So call the therapist and go there and tell them your business. If you don't want to talk to your friends, but you have to have an outlet, you have to have a way to manage your stress, make sure you do that, because I'm telling you, and this is not just about your period, but whatever you have, stress will make it work. And stress will make your period worse. So I said a while ago, worse than me, you know what I mean, right? So make sure you manage your stress, handle your stress, avoid stressful people. You know them. Matter of fact, me know two of them to me, I go block them right away. This is me blocking them. There you go. Do that. Block out the stressful people then. Right? Invest in comfortable period products. Now, I know some of you have a preference when it comes to period products. I don't have brands that you like and all of that. And that's the reason why I encourage you to try different things. But some of you also have allergies. When you use a certain period product, you realize that you have certain rashes and things happen and that some things are not working for you. But take the time to find out and search and see if you can find a product that actually works for you, because there are a lot of options now. You're not stuck with one brand anymore. There's a whole heap of different items that you can choose from. So find the one that works for you and invest in it. And hear me say invest, because in some cases you might have to spend a little bit more money. You can't save money on every single thing. And sometimes you say, all right, you're going to buy the cheapest one, but the cheapest one is not the most effective one, right? So make sure you do your research, look at what's available, and pick the one that gives you the best outcome. But spend some time and really, really look. I'm going to do a whole episode right here on Everyday Period about products. So you can make sure that you subscribe and come back to watch that, so you can look at that in more detail, all right? But definitely, when you find that product, invest in it, right? And this is perhaps the most important piece of advice I'm going to give you on this entire episode, is normalize conversations about periods. Periods is an everyday thing. Periods don't stop for nothing. Hurricane keep, period I keep. If there's an earthquake, period I keep. If you're hungry, period I keep. Everything we are going in your life, period is keeping. So normalize conversations about period. Talk to your friends about period. If you ever realize how we treat period, if you were to call into our office and say you have a headache Or if you say, my asthma is acting up. Or if you say, say, last week when I did drop and lick up my toe, it did worse than I thought and it really paid me this morning. The person on the other side of the line might say something like, well, boy, that is really rough. See if you can get some help. Or they'll express some sort of empathy and sympathy from you in that moment. But think about how we respond when that call is about period. I cannot tell you how many times I see people call into offices and say, well, my period is having a challenge this morning, and they get something, respond something to the like of, then take 2 pills and come to work. Why you don't get period every month? You're used to this by now. Used to it. You used to pain. So if you get a headache today and you get a headache tomorrow, the one tomorrow don't count because you had one today? That's what you're saying? So why do we treat period with such disregard? Stop it, okay? Period is a real thing. And there are some times when we're fine, sometimes we don't have any issues. It's a pain-free period. We can get on with our day. Everything is good. We can keep it moving. And sometimes we can't. Sometimes we need to just stop and take care of ourselves. And in those moments, we don't need the judgment. In those moments, we don't need you to be crass and ridiculous. We just need you to understand that this is one of those moments that I am not able to meet your commands and I just need a moment to catch myself, right? So let us normalize conversations about periods so we can gain a better understanding and we can be more empathetic to each other and ensure that everybody has access to dignity while they bleed. Yeah, I said it. All right? So I hope you learned something from me with these tips and I hope these were helpful in helping you plan your very, very healthy period for the new year because we all deserve healthy periods. Yes, I said it. Pain-free periods is possible. You're not supposed to have painful periods. There's an episode about that too. Make sure you come back to hear about it. It's time for Ask the Period Lady. And I am always excited to hear from you. So let us see who is going to be asking me this question today and what the question is. This question comes from Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Melissa wants to know, hi, Period Lady. What should I include in a period kit for my daughter's first period? I like it. All right, this is a very easy one. So your daughter is going to have a period. Okay? Let me just say that. And I say that because that might not sound like a controversial statement, but it is. Enough parents not ready to hear about them daughter having period, especially if them daughter is under 10, because they feel like they can tell when their daughter is going to start having their period based on their own personal experiences. But newsflash, period now wait for you or for you to be ready. She's going to just show up. So let's make sure that your daughter is prepared. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is to get her a nice little pouch, get her a nice little cute little kit, something that she likes. She can participate in this if you want, but you know your daughter, you know what she likes. So get her something cute that she likes, right? A nice little pouch. You want to ensure that she has a clean underwear, right? You want to ensure that she has flushable wipes, yes? And you want to make sure that you have tissue and you want to give her at least 3 to 5 menstrual products. Since she hasn't started, I'll work with menstrual pads because she's probably not going to be comfortable using tampons as the first menstrual product that she uses when she starts. Now, getting her a period kit is only the first step because you're going to have to show her how to use these products. You're going to have the discussion with her. You're going to have to tell her what a period is. You're going to have to do all of those things, and that is fine. I know it might be daunting. I know you might think that your baby is too young for this. Trust me, she needs to know. And let me tell you why. You do not want to put her in the position of having her first period unprepared and ignorant. It can be very scary. It can be traumatic, especially if she's in public. You're not there to help her. She doesn't have anybody to assist her. And it can just be a really, really, really terrible experience for her if she does not know what to do or what's even happening to her. So make sure that you not only get her the period kit, but you also give her the information and you show her how to use the products. Matter of fact, tell her your story. Share with her what you went through when you had your first period and let it be a way for you and her to bond, because periods are going to be a part of her life for most of her life, and this is just a part of the start of that journey. So make it pleasant for her and don't make it scary because she's already going to be scared. Let her look at you as a space for information and comfort and include her father in this conversation. Yes, I know you're the mommy, but her daddy needs to know too, because Murphy's Law is a thing And she just might have her period on the day when it's him have her and not you. So the two of them need to know what's going on. Okay? Okay. Hope that helps. And make sure you subscribe and tune in when we do the whole thing about period kits. That episode coming too. And that is our show. Thank you so much for joining us for our first episode of Everyday Period. And as I go on to remind you that reproductive health is not just about period or pregnancy. It is about how we take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, even socially as we navigate our way through life. From puberty to menopause, it is a journey. So please ensure that you do everything you can to take care of yourselves and to ensure that your support system take care of you too. Be kind to yourself and each other. And until next time, I am Shelly. It was my pleasure to guide you through the murky waters of reproductive health on this episode of Everyday Period. See you next time. Take care. Walk good. If you want to get in touch after the show, send your questions or comments to embraceherflow@gmail.com. Until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at Herflow Foundation. Our website is embraceherflow.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Thanks to our production team, Ep1 Digital Pro, for the great support, and thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Take care. Walk good.